for this particular concert, I'm playing the Beethoven Spring Sonata in the as the first piece, because I think this is the great piece for the start, because it's just everybody knows the theme in the first movement, and everybody can really follow the mood of the listening to music, and I think it will match with this beautiful place as well. So it's a great start. It will be the great start of the concert with the Beethoven Spring, and especially this piece is very meaningful for me because my name means sound of spring. Bom means spring, and Sori means sound. So it's been always very meaningful, and somehow I was always scared to play this piece because I don't know, I just value that so much, and it's a beautiful piece, of course. That's why it's so famous. I mean, it's the most popular piece among this Beethoven sonata. And after that, we are playing the very shocking and fresh, the Szymanowski piece. It's called Nocturne and Tarantella, and which is totally like opposite to the spring. Spring has such a positive and enjoyable feeling in the whole piece. But this Nocturne starts with very dark and exotic, and it's so special. I think it will be really creating the very special feeling in this place, and it ends with such a great energy in Tarantella, because Tarantella is a like crazy dance, and Szymanowski turned it to a really like very shocking and just crazy piece. And then after that, we are playing another Polish composer, like Wieniawski, and it's a Polonaise. It's another dance, and it's a very traditional Polish dance, which is always starting the show, the prom in Poland. And I think many of the audience, they would recognize this piece because it's such a great piece and well known for violin virtuoso piece. And then later on, we are playing this very colorful and always very charming in the Debussy Sonata with piano. It was actually very recent, and I first played last year, and it was with pianist Thomas Hoppe in Germany for a summer festival in Germany. And because that was quite a burden to me, because it was recorded for a radio show, and it was my first time playing it, and also it was in Germany, so it was quite tricky, and I found it, when I learned it, I found it's an enormous, big piece, and it's such a popular, so that's why it's so difficult for violinists just to approach to it. But when I really studied and learned more of his language through this music, I found that it's not that difficult to understand. I mean, it's very natural, and he gives so much inspiration. He got so much inspiration from the nature, and we could feel that in this piece. And it's such a energetic in a way, because people would think with the spring, the title, it should be very sweet and very easy peasy, breezy, but it's not actually that kind of sweet or soft, because it's such a great energy through the whole piece. And I think it includes also the spring spiritual. I mean, the spirit of spring is there, because spring is, I think it's the most powerful season, because after the long winter, spring has to have enormous power. And I think it's such a fascinating thing that he wrote this piece, and people titled it Spring. I think it matches totally. So that was my thought before I studied this, that it should be like beautiful, and because of the beginning, because it's very beautiful, in fact. But I mean, like, as you see the second movement, it's such a beautiful, but it has such a great energy in this soft movements as well. And there are so many conversations with piano, violin in there. And also the third movement, it's such a very funny, actually. It's a fun music. And I found it very like sports car, like driving a sports car, like you go faster than you just like slow down, and because he wrote that way. And I found it very interesting because it's not like what we think about Beethoven. It's very serious and always very, like, you have to be always like very right position and to listen to the Beethoven, but it's actually not. Like, he was so funny and he has this energy and very fun, like, I don't know, like childlike, yeah. Feels like driving in a sports car, and I think it's also very appealing to the audience and to communicate with audience to make this energy and atmosphere together, especially with the real audience we will have, which is a miracle in this day. And yeah, I'm very looking forward to tonight.